All right, so I get to Matt's. All right, where everyone's vibing. We're like, all right, yeah, we're here. We bring the cigs that Matt requested. We brought them. I know I saw some people asking about that. Yes, we brought them. But so I get there. So first thing you do when you get to a party, obviously you got to check out the food, right? So we get there, and there's steak fajitas out on the counter. So I'm like, all right, I get there immediately. I'm like, I gotta eat. I'm starving. We're on stream all day. I gotta eat. So I make I make myself a fajita, right? So I'll go step by step. I'll even say what the fuck I put on that fajita. I put a little bit of guac on the bottom for some base, and then I got some peppers. I got some onions. I got 2 strips of steak. And hold on, this is where it gets interesting. So the pieces of steak are like, I mean, they're like the long pieces of steak, right? They're not cut up. So I put the steak on. I put
that
some rice on.
long meat.
Yeah, some of that long meat. So I put some salsa on that thing to top it off. You know, you got to get some moisture. So I take a pretty big bite of this fajita, right? I take a pretty big bite. I probably get like half the fajita, one bite, maybe not half, maybe a little under half.
But Seth, to be clear, this guy made his plate of tacos, and everybody's hanging out in the living room. And for whatever reason, I actually I won't forget this for the rest of my life. You walked away from the kitchen and the living room into a separate room in the house, like just for no reason, but on your own.
Yeah. So I'm eating this thing. I step into the other room, and I'm drinking a little beer. So I'm eating this thing, and it goes down, right? It goes down. I swallow it, but then it like clumped up in my chest. Ew. So I'm like, oh shit. So that's when I start walking back. Whenever I'm like, oh shit, I might actually choke on this fucking fajita right here. So that's when I start walking back into the room. As I like start stepping back into the room, I'm like, holy shit, I'm actually choking. I was legitimately choking. I fucking
could
let
not
out
breathe.
Like
no air.
Couldn't breathe at all. I let out like I literally could not breathe.
No noise coming out of his mouth.
But let me also set the story up a little bit better. So these steak quesadillas or steak fajitas were cold, and they were chewy as shit. So I'm like, I don't really chew it as well as I probably should have. I was so hungry, so I'm just ripping that shit, right? So I literally was choking. And then I look at Matt, and I'm like, they said I was starting to turn. Tell me what color I was starting to turn.
You started to turn red, fucking purple. I mean, we were blacking out, dude. I couldn't even tell. It looked like every color of the rainbow. I had no idea that you were legitimately choking until you started going like.
So I'm looking at Matt, and I'm like this. I'm dead ass choking. I'm looking at Matt like this, like freaking the fuck out. I literally couldn't breathe. So Matt gets behind me and gave me the craziest fucking back shots of all time.
I fucked that man.
Dude, he gets behind me. Wait, didn't you just get like a CPR class you were saying?
Yeah, so we took CPR and Heimlich classes just with the baby on the way. And nobody told me once you learn how to do this that you could wield this type of power. And I saw an opportunity to take a grown man from behind to press myself up against that supple ass of Seth. I mean, whether we got the food out of his throat and he survived, that was not the point. It was really me just trying to feel what that thing felt like.
That soft bosom.
But, I mean, it was the weirdest thing ever because after he did the Heimlich on me, he did it a couple times.
No. You got to focus in on this, bro.
Extras.
So he's doing the choking. I see him, and all of a sudden,
you can take over from here.
I grab him, and it's like when you see somebody do the Heimlich maneuver, and you learn how to do it. You think, okay, I'm never gonna have to do this for my entire life, and I just figured that we're gonna wail on this motherfucker until we get this meetup. Genuinely did think because
we get this meetup.
Well, the first thrust.
This is getting crazy.
No, first thrust, nothing happened, right? And then the second thrust, all of a sudden, Seth just starts throwing up profusely. I fucking rip into his diaphragm.
Whoa.
What? I mean,
profusely. It was like foam. It was like foam.
I legitimately cleaned up your fucking throw up with your wife, Seth. I can tell you what it is. It looked like dog food.
You didn't have to do that.
All right.
Wait.
What are you talking about?
Wait. So It came up or it went down. I thought it went down.
What do you mean it came up or
The
it went
steak,
down?
the steak.
All of it came up and out, bro. It was beer, steak. We got, you were choking, and after 2 Heimlichs, it actually worked, and everything came out. But I keep doing it because he's not saying anything. He's not making any noise still besides that throw up. As soon as the throw up came out, I'm like, thank God. All of a sudden, Izzy beelines and runs over because everybody's still kind of talking to each other. Nobody realized what's going on. As soon as Izzy finds out his wife, she sprints over and just starts fucking wailing on his back.
She started punching me.
She's like, call 911, call 911, starts hitting him. And I do it like
she started dead ass like punching me
4 or 5 more times, still not saying anything. I'm like, am I not strong enough to actually is he still choking? In that moment, I thought like, holy shit, he could actually die. So I see TP. I'm like, yo, you're bigger than me. Just start doing it. He gave him like 2, and then all of a sudden, Seth, we hear him breathing. He starts talking. But
yo, it was crazy though. It was like was no bullshit. The most adrenaline. It was like the weirdest feeling ever because I've never choked on anything before. Pause. I know this is a hard one to have on Twitch.
No, Rambo.
It's a hard.
Listen, I took too much meat.
I hate to be that guy.
I had to come over
but
and
I
do
did
back shots.
No, I'm the
this
one.
is a hard story.
The host served cold food,
Genuinely.
and then Nadeshot saved
I'm
the
not
company
here to
from
gloat
going
about
under.
it.
That's pretty
But
much.
I do want the record to show
what happened.
like that optic van.
Imagine the fucking optic without you. Jesus Christ.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I will never. I don't think I'll ever in my life from this moment on eat a steak fajita without cutting it up into small pieces beforehand. Because I like, you know, when you get a steak fajita and they're the long strips and you bite into it and you just rip the meat.
You rip that thing off, yeah.
So I probably had like a strip and a half of meat, the tortilla, like it was a big ass bite. And I'll never do it again. But go ahead.
So just to confirm, Nadeshot saved your life.
I knew it was
after
coming.
almost killing him.
I'll take 100.
After
By serving the cold food.
Seth took too much meat.
Hold on,
Sam.
Hold on. He was about to say something. Let's hear it.
Yo, you're crazy. Matt did save my life. Iz actually looked at me yesterday in bed and was like, you know, Matt saved your life today, right? And I was like, can you fucking stop? Like, I'm in bed. I'm about to go to bed. I'm literally sleeping. She's like, you could have died. And I'm like, oh my God, you need to chill.
Are you going to give them subs?
I mean, no, even if he doesn't end up giving me subs, I now hold this power. I can bring this up like once a year for the rest of my life. If Seth ever gives me lip, if he ever says some shit, you got small meat, you suck at this game, you're a terrible friend, I'll say, I saved your life.
Remember the time I saved your life?
Remember that time that you got that meat out of me?
Oh, there's Murph.
You're like fucking, oh my gosh, there's Murph.
Yo, yeah. She was coming over here to thank you. You're welcome, Murph. I saved your friend.
Yo, no bullshit though. Matt actually did. He did. He came up clutch. I mean, he just started, dude. He literally immediately he knew exactly what to do. It was a little bit unsettling. But in the terms that he got behind me. And
no, I hear you.
I fucked that man.
I'm settled.
Dude, Sam, you should have saw it. I'm just happy nobody got it on video because I don't want to
superhero shit. He just took you from behind and took charge.
Bro,
I don't want to relive that moment.
No bullshit though. Like Seth, he's absolutely right. The amount of adrenaline that I think he probably had coursing through his veins and me, I actually thought we would have had to. If you would have died in my fucking living room, we would have had to sell the house, pack up, and get back to Cali, bro.
Well, it was like it was the weirdest shit ever because like in a life or death scenario, you feel like you can kind of help yourself. But in that moment, I was like, dude, what the fuck do I do? There's something like stuck inside of you. You can't, I mean, obviously you can do the self Heimlich and go up to a chair and
punch
fucking,
yourself in the fucking
yeah. There's shit that you can do, but it's like in that moment, luckily I noticed it early and walked back into the room. I literally walked back in right as I felt something was wrong.
Dude, I can't lie. Whenever I feel something in my throat that like isn't moving, I start hard tweaking. Even if it's just like it's something that I can't choke on, even if it's just like something that's stuck in my throat, I start immediately tweaking.
Yeah.
Well, that's story time.
I mean that was pretty much it. You know, that I'll take 100. That's
story time.
I mean, 100 gifted for your life.
How about 100?
I think you gotta take that.
How about 100?
We settled on a number last night.
Oh,
Listen,
gifted?
Seth.
now that we get on stream, you try to quadruple it.
I mean, it's
you're fucking sick.
It's fucking September. What
save
do you
your
want to
life.
do?
Your life
What
is
do you
only
want
worth
to do?
25 gifted.
Give
Yeah,
me
I mean,
100
fuck
during
is-
September or die. I mean,
Think about how many subs you wouldn't have gotten if you
Your
perished.
life is only worth 25 subs, Scumpy.
Listen, I'm gonna give him 25 gifted subs, the number that we agreed on last night before getting
insane,
peer
bro.
pressured and trying to. No. What's
Sorry, Matt.
insane?
It's only him.
What's insane is me getting online and you quadrupling the number because you know peer pressure is now a factor.
yo, listen.
We settled on it.
Yo,
Brother, you could have perished.
I just want to say this, bro.
Shut up, Sid.
If you give
Sorry.
25,
up.
somebody call up Hector. Somebody and all of the green wall, really, because if Seth would have went down
Actually, I will give
yesterday,
you 5 for saving my career.
Zinni
Hold
would
on.
have stepped into his seat. He would have been the new Scump. And
Oh my
listen,
god, I might have to gift.
The company would have went under.
they-
All right,
Holy
man.
shit.
did I? Thank you, Zinni. Appreciate
Or
that.
I finally
five.
would have got the limelight I deserve.
Oh my God,
There you go.
Scump with the 25. You really are a cheap bastard, bro.
Dude, you're fucking disturbing.
I mean, life on the line. You looked at me. I took you from behind, and I.
$135.04. I just got the email, Matt. Boom.
Thanks,
Eight
man.
shot-
I
eight
should have
shot
let you
saved
fucking.
optic, man.
I should have let you drop dead.
Yo, what the fuck? You
That's
serve those
insane.
cold ass fucking steak fajitas.
They weren't fucking cold when you were supposed to be here originally, bro.
Yo, you know what's crazy though is Matt literally said, "Yo, you should microwave those. Those are gonna be cold." I took a bite. It was the first and only bite that I took. I bit into it and I was like, "Yo, this shit is cold."
Yo, I know we're joking around and shit right now, Chad. I just deafened up. He would have died. I'm not kidding. And yeah, I am looking to get doped up a little bit because it was like the crazy. You always watch movies and you're like, you always want to save somebody's life, but I never want to be in that position again. It actually was crazy.
Matt and Haley actually are. I will give them. They are very, very gracious hosts because after
Saving your life.
after the initial fajitas, they also they got more food after the fact.
We did.
Now, Matt, I will
they
tip
got
Nadeshot.
another.
He is very generous with food ordering because he always starts an Uber Eats food order and sends it to everybody there. And never once has he been like, "Yo, someone." It's all he steps up every time for the boys. It's just
Yo, Matt,
to give him
actually,
some
though,
gas.
I mean, I texted you last night. I said thank you a million times, but thank you, bro. I'll do it on stream as well. Thank you.
How about
That's
100?
not even the craziest part of the story.
How about
I showed up
100?
and I started finger blasting TP, and that caught everybody
How
else.
about
Yo,
That
Zinni
caught
shows
everybody
up.
by surprise.
I almost
Zinni
choked on
shows up.
water.
Zinni shows up, and it's the first thing I told him. And Zinni, kind of looked like a little
no.
bit shocked.
Well, no. My first instinct was to make a joke, and Iz looked at me like, "You're an asshole." I was like, I said, "Holy fuck!" The company almost went under. And then
Yeah,
she was
yeah,
like,
Zinni, that was
"Seriously, that's
funny.
what you're
It is.
seriously that's what you're worried about?"
It is a weird situation now because I do feel entitled to the green wall coming over here and dropping a prime sub or something. Or I mean, call dead ass like Hector, all the investors, the board, like somebody's got to get. I mean, Seth won't give the 100. I don't know what to do. Like I actually,
this guy's hilarious, bro.
I don't know, man. What would have happened to Optic if you would have just keeled over and died in that moment in that kitchen? Yeah, I mean, you were
I guess.
genuinely like scientifically choking. And
Yeah, no, it was like it
He
was
would have put
full
Alan in his
on.
watch party chair and kept it pushing. No one
Fuck
could sit in
you.
that chair.
Fuck you.
Bless up, man. Shout out the green wall, dude. I'm glad that we can deliver the king back in good form. All right, let's play.
Yo, that shit was crazy though. I can't even lie. That
Get
shit
some
was
games
crazy.
in, man.